MMA Maniacs, it is time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Ruloff Family Inc. studios. Bueller and Dodge the mics to give you the MMA news and to break down tomorrow night's fight as well. And, of course, you can catch us on SoundCloud. Are we on SoundCloud?
Yeah.
Just make that up?
No.
Stitcher?
No, you made up Blog Talk.
Whatever.
No, Blogspot.
Blogspot's a real thing.
No, Blog Talk is.
No, Blogspot is where I find porn.
Oh, okay.
Well, until Google shuts it down. But anyway, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, you can subscribe there. You can also get us at our website, which is
where we find the 6-inch nipples, right?
6inchnipples.com and also splitdecisionmma.com. Get us on Twitter and Instagram at SD_MMA and on Facebook at Split Decision MMA Podcast.
We're not just an MMA podcast. We're a life podcast now.
Yeah, which is true. We're talking about life issues.
I consider myself a life coach.
Yeah. Telling you things that you got to hear.
Yeah.
If you go to AmericanaMMA.org, you put in
Rocks.
Americana.rocks. Yeah. No more org.
Okay, then. .rocks. I don't get
rocks.
updates. I don't have a whiteboard in front of me. I don't know what's going on.
I know.
SDMMA.
Hey, but you look good and sound good.
Thank you very much.
He's a pretty talent.
One of these statements is a lie. Yes.
One of these kids is doing his own thing.
If you put in SDMMA, then you'll get 10% off at AmericanaMMA.rocks. Is that
Just Americana.rocks.
America.
No.
Wow. Americana rocks.
Americana.rocks.
Will we?
No.
We're going to edit shit. So we'll jump into it right now. We'll do...
ONE FC is
1FC.
changing their name.
Okay.
They are just now One Championship.
Okay.
Because they are the One Championship
okay, but
of
they're not.
Asia.
But they're not.
Of Asia.
Well, whatever.
Apparently...
Is it going to help their brand? Is it going to
Yes, because FC was too hard to translate. That's not a lie. That's coming from... That's from the CEO.
All right.
Yeah, he just wanted something that
like
it
when
was
Ford-
easily translatable. And championship and the word one are easily translatable.
When Ford couldn't market down in the Pinto down in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, on all the social networks, they're still going to be called FC because if you try to look up Invicta, you have to put fighting championship.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
They should just call it Pinto.
Pinto FC. No, can't do FC.
Pinto FC. Pinto
Doesn't work.
Championship.
No works.
And then in Brazil, they'd laugh at it.
Speaking of Brazil, Brazilian Vitor Belfort is very upset that he says he's been tested 7 times leading up to his fights.
He should be happy that he's only been tested 7 times.
With Chris Weidman. And Chris Weidman, as far as he knows, has only been tested once. He says that's not fair.
Yeah, right. Totally not fair.
Coming from a guy who failed his PED test.
Is known to take PEDs.
Wasn't in trouble for steroids. Now, it's been a long time since he was in trouble for steroids.
It doesn't matter.
And then he got busted for elevated testosterone, which technically was legal at the time.
If a cop has 2 cars in front of him at 2 o'clock in the morning, and one license plate runs clean and one runs dirty for a DUI, who's the cop going to follow home?
Even if they're both swerving.
Even if they're both swerving.
Even if the clean one's swerving and the DUI guy's driving straight, because he's nervous as fuck.
Hey, but in his defense, OJ was found innocent of murder. And we all know he killed people.
Doesn't mean he didn't do it.
Allegedly.
Doesn't mean he didn't do it. Just like Aaron Hernandez might get off too, but...
Is he really?
No.
Oh.
I was going to say.
We all laugh at his expense. That might have been...
Is he gonna get him? No, he's not!
That might have been one of the most real fucked up, realistic situations here that we've ever had.
That's
I'm
a
just saying.
badass lawyer right there.
Yeah, especially because the Foursquare thing. It's like, and then I drove here and I did
I
this.
checked in. What are you doing?
Murdered dude over here.
Hanging out with a friend.
Man, it sure is dead over here.
This location's not logged
So
yet.
I left.
What
He
should we
decided
call
to
this
hang
location?
around.
You know what? I'm going to name it Murder Scene. Checked in at murder. I am the mayor murder scene.
Yeah.
Of course, sir.
I've been the only one that's checked in a couple times.
I'm cleaning a weapon with gasoline here.
Josh
Allegedly.
Koscheck, coming off of his submission loss to Jake Ellenberger, is in another fight already. He is going to be fighting at UFC Fight Night 62. Ben Saunders has suffered an injury, and he's out of that fight against Eric Silva, so Josh Koscheck will be stepping in. This will be March 21st. This is coming up.
Yeah, real quick.
So after getting choked out, apparently the Athletic Commission says, yeah, he's still good.
Win or lose, this is the last fight.
No, that's Mark Munoz. We'll get to that.
Well, I'm betting.
Dead cause?
Yeah.
I thought so. I thought the last one would be his last fight.
But you got to come back from that because now you become like an internet meme for Bukkake. You can't let that be the last memory people have of you.
But win or lose, Mark Munoz, who also got choked out in that same fight card, is going to be fighting May 23rd in Manila. He'll be fighting Luke Barnett. He has said, though, this will be his last fight, regardless whether he wins or loses.
Burt should come back and walk him out. just so it's all
kosher.
It's all kosher.
I've been watching the UFC embedded episodes. I don't know who the new guy is, but he's just very soft spoken. He's like, and over here we have a training center, and if you walk over here, you can go get your bags, and over here we will make sure you're taken care of. Like,
so he's not going to be there long.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's just gonna have a little whistle and he's like, "We're rolling.
I think that's trademark. He just be, come on, guys, come on, guys.
We're going."
They should get Dan Blazarian to do it. I'd watch that.
Recently, Layla, I can't even pronounce her name.
Layla
Ali, Muhammad Ali's daughter, has come out and said that she would beat Ronda Rousey in a fight.
In a fight is the key word here, people.
And of course, the internet went to flame saying that obviously she could beat her in boxing, but this is a fight. This would be MMA. Mm-hmm. Ronda Rousey says, you can't count on having size and strength advantage as a real advantage against me. I welcome it anytime.
I'd pay to watch this.
I would too.
And I wish the internet would understand that Layla Ali is the one who said fight.
Yes.
And fight doesn't mean boxing. Fight means fight.
Yes, means MMA.
Which, like, and if she means street fight, like 80+% of those go to the ground anyway. So
if they want to make it interesting, they should ace bandage Ronda's left arm to her body.
Now,
her left arm to her right ankle.
Something.
Layla did win.
Just so it goes into the third round.
Her boxing record was 24-0. She won 21 of those by knockouts. There were critics that said she had ducked some opponents.
Yeah, she fought a bunch of people from Campbell's.
I mean, people such as Ann Wolfe, Vonda Ward, Letitia Robinson. They all claim that they challenged her multiple times that she would never take those bouts. A lot of boxing fans and writers basically said that she seemed to have been ducking the top contenders. She was getting handpicked opponents for her.
Do you think is this because of the same thing that we see in men's boxing, where there's so many different commissions, where there's 7 different boxing organizations?
I think so, yeah. But it also comes down to the athlete. The athlete's the one that says, "Yeah, I want to fight," or "I don't want to fight."
Right, but I mean,
that's like Mayweather. Up until now, we've been talking about the big fight that he should have made 5 years ago was Pacquiao. But he didn't want to do it because he wanted to protect his legacy.
He could duck him because they were in the same boxing organization.
Yep. He wanted to protect his legacy. Now he feels he has the biggest chance to beat him. We'll see if that actually happens when that fight actually happens. If that fight actually happens.
Is she pregnant in that picture? Does she have a kid?
Yeah, she has 3 kids.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
I was unaware.
There you go. Phoenix Jones is signed with the World Series of Fighting.
That's awesome.
Phoenix Jones, if you don't know, is a crime fighter.
Up in Seattle?
The
movie Badass was based on his life.
Kick-Ass?
Kick-Ass, yeah.
He needs to fight the Green Ranger then. That's what I want to see happen.
His real name is Ben Fodor, by the way.
Didn't he get arrested for pepper spraying a nun or something like that?
I don't think it was a nun. But I think he did get in trouble for pepper spraying
she
somebody.
She didn't want none.
Manuel Newton has failed his drug test coming off of his recent loss.
Why do they test you if you lose? They should just let you lose and walk away.
Yeah, it's not bad enough already.
Yeah.
He lost his belt to Liam McGurry at Bellator 134 this past February.
You lost your fight, and now you're going to lose part of your purse.
Yep.
We're going to fine you.
Hold my purse.
Jessica Eye has come out and said that women should not be in the pound-for-pound rankings. Ronda Rousey is currently ranked number 7 in the pound-for-pound rankings. She believes that they need to have their own rankings. What do you guys think about this? This is something I definitely wanted to talk about.
I don't think so, because pound for pound is literally pound for pound, and that's why like guys like Fedor, it's kind of, even though a lot of people claim he was the GOAT. Pound for pound, though, I mean, he had a lot of extra weight.
Okay, but what we're saying is, should women be in the pound for pound, or should they have their own women's pound for pound list? Yeah. Because there are multiple weight classes, and you have your men's pound for pound list. Because do you think at all Ronda Rousey could jump in here and fight any of these top 10 guys?
No, but this is pound for pound. So, what the pound for pound list means, if they were of equal stature,
right?
Then Ronda would be better than TJ.
Okay,
if they were of equal stature, yes.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying is, don't you think that they should be? I mean, it is separating the men and women fighting. They do that already. Do you think that they should be in the list? I mean, yeah, these guys.
I absolutely do.
Because in my opinion, these fights could actually happen. We could see.
We're not going to see Jose Aldo fight Cain Velasquez.
No, but you could see John Jones fight Cain Velasquez. Yeah, you could see Chris Weidman go and fight.
Well, you're making exceptions. You're making exceptions. We're not going to see Cain Velasquez fight Jose Aldo. We're not going to see Demetrius. Yes, we're not going to see Demetrius Johnson fight Robbie Lawler. That's not going to happen. We're not going to see Ronda Rousey fight any of these guys.
John Jones doesn't beat anybody.
Exactly. He's gonna go down. He's gonna cut down to 135 and fight down there too.
Yes.
Like it's not gonna happen. So yes, why not?
He's got a
This
really
is-
good weight loss program. I don't know if you noticed.
That'd be cool to watch him fight Demetrius Johnson on his knees. And I mean John Jones on his knees, not Demetrius Johnson.
literally going down to fight him. No, and so I don't see why women can't be on there, because the whole idea for the pound for pound list is if these people were of equal stature, where would they line up against each other? And Ronda Rousey, pound for pound, is one of the baddest people on the planet, period. If Ronda Rousey was to stand next to me and have the same height and same weight as me, she'd destroy me. I mean, she'd destroy me now. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like if she was the same size and stature as Cain Velasquez, that motherfucker be in trouble, dude.
That's a huge bitch.
And like,
Her name would be Gabby.
oh, dude. But that's the thing. It's like, and I'm not saying that Ronda Rousey could beat Cain Velasquez, but I'd say she would give him a run for his money if they were of equal size and stature.
All right.
So
She gave BJ a run for his money, and there was just a jiu-jitsu match.
exactly.
Ian McCall wants to fight her.
I'd watch that. He'd get his ass handed to him.
On the Ian McCall thing-
Fedor doesn't think at all. He thinks that women shouldn't be fighting in MMA at all.
Of course not.
No, but on the Ian McCall thing, that guy's just taking that to a whole nother level. He should have said what he said and then shut up. Not to the point where, make it. Let's make that fight.
I can do it.
Honestly, dude.
Ian McCall doesn't win no matter what. Like,
Brandon Schaub recently-
even if he
I know.
wins, he doesn't win.
On the recent Fighter of the Kid podcast, Brandon Schaub said he would get ragdolled. He's actually
Said Ian McCall would get
he would get
ragdolled?
rag, and he says he's even been ragdolled. He's gone and trained with Ronda, and he's seen a lot of grown men get ragdolled.
Yeah, I don't think she would finish it. I think she'd throw you, wait for you to get back
Yeah,
up.
just keep
throw
throwing
you,
you.
wait
Teach
for you to
a
get
lesson,
Yeah.
and then finish it at the very end.
Yeah.
No, I don't. They just keep throwing you until you just can't get up anymore.
Because we've seen this in other
I
fighters
think
when
she
they.
has to finish it just to prove a point.
Yeah, because we've seen this when fighters decide that they're going to punish somebody instead of finishing them.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it happens. And I think that's what Ronda Rousey would do. I mean, I'm all aboard that Ronda Rousey hype train now. I mean, she's proved time and time again that she is a bad motherfucker. So, you know, and if she was a Cain Velasquez, if she was like that, then the world, like, she would take over the world. You'd have to fight her with the Infinity Gauntlet or some shit. It's a whole new way.
And a little bit on the sadder news before we get into the preview for UFC 185. We have Mark the Hammer Coleman is having to undergo his third hip surgery and does not have the money to pay for it.
That's sad.
He's asking for donations. Actually, Wes Sims, part of Team Hammer, is asking for donations because Mark himself did not want to be calling for a handout. This is something that he's had multiple surgeries on his hips. He says, you know, it is what it is. He knew getting into MMA and obviously being a professional wrestler, being a collegiate wrestler, Olympic wrestling, all that thing. He's like, I'm not going to be able to wear heels when I was done with this, my career. Like, I understand that. But he is struggling. $800 per month in insurance costs. He's having trouble.
Come on, Dana, step up.
Yeah,
up.
well,
So
I had
they
heard
put
that
out
Tap Out had actually stepped up and was going to make a pretty
There was
sizable
they
donation.
said someone who did make the donation last time that remained anonymous. They didn't want to say who they were doing, and they just at this point cannot help anymore. They've already tapped out their funds being able to help them out. So they're asking for donations. You can go to GoFundMe. There is a Save the Hammer link to help Mark Coleman get his surgery
I'll
done.
sell my UFC figures.
You keep saying that.
You didn't have the one-arm champion up there?
The one-arm champ?
Yeah.
Who?
They just crowned the first ever one-arm champion
No, I didn't see that.
in one of the minor organizations. He fought for the belt and he won.
All right.
But there was somebody on Reddit who was complaining about it being a one-arm fight because the guy on Reddit said, I have this exact same amputation, and I have an arm, I just don't have a hand. Because he's like mid
that the forearm?
Yeah, mid forearm. So when he sank in the rear naked choke on the guy he was fighting, there was no leverage for the guy to even like remotely
Pull.
get it unhooked. And I don't know. I think the guy who was fighting was a little timid, a little trepidatious, because
freaking
he's like,
out about it?
He's like, well, I'll take it easy on him. I'm fighting a guy with a disability. But once you do that, we've seen it happen time and time again. You take it easy on the guys with the disabilities. You're not supposed to.
Nope. Because they won't take it easy on you.
Yeah, and once he got on that guy's back and got his hooks, like literally a hook in, it was like there was nothing he could do about it. It was
Like
crazy.
we always said, they use it like an angler fish too. They're like,
Look at it. Look at it. Smack.
Reach for my hand. No, give me the other one. Reach for my hand.
UFC 185 going down from Dallas. Looking to be a pretty good fight card here.
Yeah,
You excited for this one?
I agree. Yeah,
Live on pay-per-view.
I wish I could watch it.
Prelims on Fight Pass. We got the rest of the fights going. Fox Sports 1, and then also, obviously, on pay-per-view. So we start off the card with a women's bantamweight bout.
That's the Fight Pass card?
The very bottom, yep.
Oh, okay. So what Randame is going up against? What am I looking at?
Jermaine Durandame going up against Larissa Pacheco.
Why am I having trouble reading your typing here? I don't understand what's on here. What's wrong with
There,
you?
is that better?
Yes, that's oh, now it all makes sense. So Larissa Pacheco going up against Jermaine Durandame. You liked Durandame when she first started.
I did. She was a very, very good Dutch striker. Uses her distance well. We did get to see her fight live where she lost that fight. Kind of shows she needs to evolve her game a little bit. As a striker, she's pretty vicious. I mean, she's won multiple kickboxing championships, but she has to start evolving. Otherwise, she's not going to make it very
That's what
long.
the name of this game is. You can't just have one.
Pacheco likes to throw bombs, man. She's fast. She's got heavy hands. She's got good knees. I think she could take this fight.
So this is going to be a stand-up war, you think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to be taking Pacheco in that fight.
And then we got Jake Lindsay going up against Joseph Duffy.
Yeah, Jake Lindsay is replacing the injured Wagner Rocha. He's had about a month to prepare for this, so he's had a little bit of time.
That's not bad,
I
4
still
weeks.
think, though, that Duffy's going to be taking this fight.
You got Duffy, who's 12-1, UFC debut versus a guy who's lost twice in the UFC, and there's only 2 fights.
Yeah.
It's only 2 losses, but
Yep.
only 2 fights. And then, of course, the champ's little brother, Sergio Pettis,
Sergio Pettis.
is 12-1, 3-1 in the UFC, going up against Ryan Benoit, who's 0-1 in the UFC with 7-3 overall. Of course, we got Pettis in this one.
Yeah, I mean, this big brother's fighting on the card. He's got to win.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Otherwise, he's going to ruin his mojo.
Yeah, you got to do that.
If little Pettis lose, does big Pettis lose?
Ooh, I don't know.
Does shake up his head? Do
That
you,
would-
do you think he just doesn't
where are the
wanna
betting?
know?
Where are the betting odds on that? I mean,
know.
I'm sure
There's gotta be a
gonna be a
prop
prop
bet
bet somewhere.
Do you think that he's got something in place where he's like, I don't want to know how my brother did?
Yeah,
After I'm done
don't
fighting?
tell me.
Yeah.
You're not even allowed to come backstage.
I told you to bet on Pettis. I did. The wrong one.
Damn it! Kicking off your prelims on Fox Sports 1, you have heavyweights Jared Rolshot's going up against Josh Copeland. Rolshot is 11-2, 3-1 in the UFC. Copeland 9-1. He's 0-1 in the UFC. I see Jared Rolshot winning this fight just because of his wrestling, and I think he's going to grind it out. However, I would not be surprised. Copeland's pretty good in the stand-up. He just does not have any good wrestling at all.
This could be get a beer fight.
Yeah, this could be a good beer fight. He's either, like I said, he could win TKO maybe in the later rounds, but I definitely think Rolshot's going to kind
Probably
of
only
grind this out.
if Rosholt gets tired of from all the takedowns and grinding and stuff like that, gets a little exhausted.
Copeland's going to go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then Darren Cruikshank, who's 16-5, 6-3 in the UFC, going up against Benil Darush. All right, Darush, who's 9-1, 3-1 in the UFC. And I know you're a Cruikshank fan.
I am a Cruikshank fan. I would not be surprised Darush takes this fight. I think he is the favorite,
Oh, okay.
but I'm going to be taking Cruikshank. I think he's doing quite well. His flashy kickboxing style mixed with some decent wrestling. He might be able to outlast him.
Yeah, and he's down to bang too.
Yeah, he definitely likes it. Yeah.
I like Cruikshank in this fight. I don't know a lot about Darush, so I have to go with you on that one too.
All right.
And then we got the this is the what Tough Nations.
Yeah. Middleweight winner Elias Thuradu from the Tough Nations season of The Ultimate Fighter going up against Roger Navarez. Navarez is 1-1 in the UFC, 7-1 overall. I just got to take the undefeated guy and the
Yeah,
guy who
Elias
won.
was undefeated going into the Ultimate Fighter, 2-0 in the UFC coming out of it.
Yeah, and he's impressed me. He's pretty vicious, especially in stand-up. He likes to throw a lot of short elbows. He definitely is a killer. When he sees somebody hurt, he's going to go after him. So
Got that
I'm
killer
gonna
instinct.
be taking Elias on this. And then your main fight on the prelim card, Ross Pearson going up against Sam Stout.
Is this in Canada?
I know it's not Canada, it's in Texas. I like this fight. It's definitely going to be a boxing type match. Definitely going to be a brawlers type match.
Oh, for sure.
Ross Pearson, obviously, still in his prime. Even though he did just get knocked out by Alaquenta, I think he still has it. I think he's still a good boxer, and I think he still has it on the feet. Whereas Sam Stout, who's 9-9 in
when was
his
the last
UFC
time
career,
he fought?
just came off of a bunch of eye pokes. I think from what was that? Who eye poked him to death? Jamie
Koscheck,
Varner.
right?
Jamie Varner. No, yeah,
Yeah.
it was like trying to be Koscheck's best friend in that fight. Jamie Varner was poking him to death in the eye. I think Ross Pearson's just a step ahead, and Sam Stout is going to go to
You
sleep.
got the fresher fighter in Ross Pearson for sure, but
Yeah.
you can't knock Sam Stout's striking.
Yeah,
No?
you can't count out Stout.
Well, you can. once
I
he gets-
can.
Yeah,
Apparently, 10 times he's been counted out.
I'll be taking Pearson. I think his boxing's way better than Stout's.
And I think he's just a fresher fighter. It
yeah,
makes
and
the
I
most
think his
sense.
chin's a little weaker than Stout's or than Pearson's as well.
Well, yeah, he's been tested maybe a lot more times. Jumping onto your main card here, we got Chris Carrasco going up against Henry Cejudo.
I don't understand this fight. Henry Cejudo is the Olympic gold medalist wrestler. He's a freestyle wrestler. This is the guy that's missed weight twice, and Dana White said he had to move up in weight or be kicked out of the UFC. So he moved up in weight, for one bantamweight fight, which he won, and now he's back at flyweight. So there is he is plus 200 that he misses weight in a prop bet right
So
now.
there's a serious issue with this.
There's
guy.
a serious issue with this guy. I don't know why he's given another shot to fight at flyweight after he moved up to bantamweight and did well. But they're giving him another shot. His freestyle wrestling is really, really good for MMA.
So he missed weight the first 2 times so bad he didn't even get to fight.
No, he still got to fight. He won both those fights.
Where were they
He won. He lost he won one in the UFC. No, that's right. He missed weight. He wasn't allowed to fight, huh?
Yeah.
That's right. Both guys said no.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because the weight cut was so bad. You're right.
I didn't know if it was.
Man, that's 2 shows in a row.
2 shows in a row.
He had to say you were right.
Scoreboard.
Scoreboard. And then Chris Carrasco, the last time we saw him was when he's going to be manhandled and destroyed by Demetrius Johnson.
Right.
I mean, we said this in the last time we talked about it leading up into that fight. He's a great all-around fighter, but he's not great at any one thing.
Yeah.
He's just an average guy.
Jack of all trades,
He
master of none.
shouldn't necessarily have gotten that title shot, but there was really nobody left at the time. He's durable and well-rounded, but I don't think it's going to be... Nothing stands out for me with this
But he's
guy.
not athletic and explosive.
Not
so
athletic and explosive at all. I'm definitely going to be going with Cahuto as long as he makes weight.
As long as he makes weight, that's the key. Otherwise, his fight probably doesn't even happen. And then big fight going on here, literally a big fight. Roy Nelson going up against Alistair Overeem. Roy Nelson, from the Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter 10.
Yeah, right?
The winner from Ultimate Fighter 10.
That's how long it's been.
It's a long time.
There was the weird season
Yeah.
with Kimbo and
Heavyweights.
stuff. Yeah. 20-10, 7-6 in the UFC. Alistair Overeem, 38-14, 3-3 in the UFC. This is going to be an interesting fight here, man.
Roy Nelson, though, is 1-3 of his last 4, dude.
I really, this is still going to be an interesting fight.
Coming off of a knockout loss to Mark Hunt, he's got amazing jiu-jitsu credentials.
Which he's never
Brazilian
used.
black belt, but we have not seen it in, 10 years?
No, he never uses it.
He's completed 1 takedown in the past 3 years. 1.
Well, okay, first off, Alistair Overeem.
He's known for his heavy right hand. I know he can take a punch. That's Roy Nelson too. And then he was quoted with saying, if knockouts are the home runs of MMA, I'm the home run king.
He's Babe Ruth.
But I don't think he is.
No?
No.
I mean, he kind of.
I gotta give. I'd rather give it to Mark Hunt because he just knocked you the fuck out, Roy.
Yeah.
He's the Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, and not only that, but Mark Hunt walk-offs, hits the home run and just walks away.
Yeah. Alistair Overeem, on the other hand, is a Dutch K1 kickboxer. We're used to this guy. He's huge. He eats horses.
Yep. Been on a little bit of downslide lately.
Ever since coming to the UFC.
However, he's been doing a little bit better now that he's with Greg Jackson's camp. He does fight a little smarter. I will give him that.
So is he going to be the next
But
one to
his-
test positive for cocaine?
But his chin... I don't know. Do they feed cocaine to horses?
I don't think the Rima do cocaine.
Have you ever seen
You don't
racehorses,
like
man? I don't know what this powder is. I don't do it.
I don't do it.
This guy... It's going to be interesting. I mean, he is... In the clinch, he's devastating. He's got powerful
But-
knees, but his chin's not there anymore.
But to Roy Nelson's gut? Is he
Yeah.
that devastating
It's
to Roy
a
Nelson's
massive
gut?
midsection.
it is a massive
It is a
midsection.
massive midsection.
It's
and
not a gut.
It's a knee deflector. That's what it is.
The thing that I'm most worried about is both these guys have cardio issues. I hope the paramedics are ready with oxygen tanks cage side
Oh, they will be.
to help both these guys. Because if it goes past the first round,
Yeah, forget
they might need a defibrillator. They might need something to get these guys going again.
giving him water. Just being there with O2.
Why doesn't
Just like a horse leg in the middle of the cage, it gets put in on a hook. They'll both run after it.
If Roy just stuck his belly on his face, is that a submission?
He could.
It's called face fucking. and it is a legitimate.
I mean, if he just shoves his nose into his belly button, so that's where it gets trapped, and it just squeezes him.
It's not fun. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in a grappling position where somebody's like, "Oh, this is called face fucking." I'm like, tap. Yeah, I'll just raspberry him. That's your verbal submission. Anyway,
Who are you taking that fight?
I'm taking Roy Nelson all day.
I think Reem could, if he fights smart and fights at a distance, he can do all right.
Overeem doesn't knock as many people out with his hands as he does with his knees, and his knees.
Or his legs. He's got good high kicks too.
Is he going to have to kick up and around that belly?
Yeah.
I think Roy Nelson's going to get that big right hand in there, and Reem's going to sleep.
I can see that as well.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think?
Reem or Roy?
Nelson. I got to go with Nelson.
Reem Roy or Reem Roy?
Yeah.
Going Reem.
Reem.
All right, the room is divided. Johnny Hendricks going up against Matt
Motherfucking Brown! Sorry.
Dodge. That's how you have to say it right there.
And the only guy in the room with headphones will not hear the rest of the day. Thanks, Dodge. Thank you.
Johnny Hendricks, of course, we all know who he is. 16-3. He's 11-3 in the UFC overall. And Matt Brown, the Immortal, is 19-12, 12-6 in the UFC. This guy, he just keeps going, man.
He put together an impressive streak.
He did. I mean,
it wasn't top 10 contenders, but it was.
It was. I mean,
it was
if
some
you
good
got,
guys.
if you would
Some
have got
good
past
Robbie?
help me out here, Robbie, then that would going for the title.
Oh yeah,
insane.
It would have been insane.
Have you seen anything about Johnny complaining that they're not the co-main event? Have you heard anything?
No, but it wouldn't surprise me because
Okay.
Johnny likes to complain.
Huh, he is.
Johnny's a little bitch. Like leading up to the fights with GSP, I was like, I'm kind of rooting for Johnny. Like
Yeah.
he seems like a good old boy. Da, da. And then ever since then, I'm like, you're just a little bitch.
Yeah, I didn't turn that way until he started doing my right arm was at 75 and my left was at 60.
But he does drive a big rig for a guy named Big Rig. I'll tell you that. He has a Ford 650.
Matte Black
With speakers that pop out of the back like for no fucking reason. He's trying to pull into the parking lot at the arena that they're going to be in. He's like, I don't know what I mean. He's like, put one foot on the steering wheel to hold himself as he goes to grab the ticket for the parking. Like,
Yeah, those things are ridiculous.
he's got pedal blocks because that's not a tall guy.
no, he is not a tall guy. He opened his own steakhouse now, so he's
didn't
happy that he can work on his diet.
Are those trucks even legal in California?
Well, they're in Texas, so
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they are. 'Cause I've never seen one here, but I've seen them in other states.
Oh yeah. You got to come to a Clamperstown. There's a guy
There's
that's got
a
those
couple of them, yeah.
those what are they 6500s or
that's what
whatever.
this is. 650, yes.
Yeah.
F650? Okay.
Yeah, they're huge.
No, I know they're massive. I saw one on
Ginormous.
on the East Coast.
Enormous. Johnny Hendricks, I mean, obviously, good wrestler. Once he found out he could punch, he decided to spam it like he was playing, Street Fighter just over and over and over and over and over. That's all
That's what that does.
That's all. Like, I can do this again. Like,
No corners. You're cheating. No corners.
I mean, that's how he looked in a lot of his fights leading up to the championship. Then once he got the belt, he was like, oh shit, I could actually wrestle again. They might do something besides like Robbie Lawler was walking through him and laughing at him.
Right.
And then in the second fight, he did start throwing actual combos. He's throwing kicks now. He's got some combos, but he seems to be.
Yeah, but he still used the lay and pray at the end.
Still
that
uses
didn't
the
work
lay and the
for him.
pray at the end. It doesn't work because he thinks he's won the match. Thinks he's done enough. But his cardio is also bad, so I think that's why he does that because he's like, "Fuck, I'm tired from throwing that hand."
Well,
You know what? In his defense, I'm going to defend the cardio.
You know,
thing.
you press
in
the button a bunch of
cardio
times,
thing.
and all of a sudden you're like,
Yeah,
I gotta switch.
in that last fight, both of those
If I rub
guys,
it, it's like,
both those guys were gassed.
that always fucked with the palm of my hand.
right? Try to do that rapid.
Wallet, get your wallet.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. There you go.
I thought you were going to throw something at me. I was
Matt motherfucking Brown was supposed to fight back in February at UFC Fight Night 60 against Tariq Saffiedine. Tariq Saffiedine pulled out of that fight due to an injury, so here we are.
He's too busy beating up his instructor.
Pure blue-collar fighter to a T. This guy loves to come forward. He is like a legend as far as in the... Like, he's a man's man. I mean, he has the Legit Man Shit podcast for a reason.
Oh, yeah. He's a fan favorite,
Always.
Guys like us can look at this guy and be like, you know what?
I could do it.
Well, no, not what he does.
Eventually.
Eventually, once I put down this beer, I could do this.
He likes to push forward no matter what. He definitely can take a punch. We have seen him get stopped by shots to the body on a couple occasions. It's got a good jab, good left hook. He's really good in the clinch and just grinds guys down, especially up against the cage.
Isn't it difficult to take down, too?
He's pretty difficult to take down. Obviously, Johnny Hendricks has way better wrestling credentials. He doesn't quite use them as much anymore. Again, when he had the belt, he was kind of using them as a defense, but he wasn't. It's not like he's scoring. I scored one takedown, so I should have won that round, and then I punched the guy to the left, and I should have won that. I don't understand why I didn't get just fight Johnny like you used to. Stop being a little bitch and fight like you used to.
Right.
Stop putting a power gauge on your arms.
Yeah,
Right.
I still think Johnny Hendricks will walk away with this fight. I will be rooting for Matt Brown the whole time, though.
I think Johnny Hendricks has the best shot if I had to put money down on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Hendricks is already in his own head because of all the situations that have happened to him.
He's eating steak now. He's happy. He's no longer with Dolce. He can eat whatever he wants. He feels better.
We'll see, because all it takes is one shot from Matt Brown to shut you down.
He didn't do a BJ Penn. He didn't blame Dolce for his problems, did he?
A little bit.
Really?
A little bit, yeah.
Dude.
He says he's all, look how cut I am. Look how much muscle I have now because I'm eating steak and now I'm with Dolce.
Really?
I think he's also just trying to promote a steakhouse that he opened up, but
You want to eat Johnny Hendricks meat?
no, it's called Big Rig Steak.
It's still Johnny Hendricks meat.
Carla Esparza defending her belt for the first time against...
Joanna Jurjishirk.
Oh, really?
Jur check.
Jed
check.
Yeah, good use of the QWERTY row around there. So.
Jed Zeshek.
Jed Jashek.
Zeshek. There you go. Zeshek.
Jed Jashek.
Zeshek.
Shut up.
Joanna.
Joanna.
We interviewed Carla Esparza earlier this week. Make sure you check that out too. She's always fun to talk to. It's our second time talking to her. Had a good time. So check that out. It's uploaded as well. But moving on to the fight.
Yeah, Carla, I mean, we know she's very strong wrestling base. She's training with Olympic wrestlers. And I really like this. I found this on Short that a lot of the guys are recently comparing her to Frankie Edgar. Her style is very much, and looking at it and reading more into it, it actually makes sense. She's a wrestler at heart. She's very quick-paced. She doesn't have a lot of power behind her hands, but she still throws a lot of shots. She's able to mix it up very well and grind out the fight. I mean, and she always seems to come forward and is very fluid in the transitions, very fluid in the scramble. If she's missing a takedown, she's coming up with an elbow or some sort of strike where she's able to just like
important.
Frankie. Very important. Joanna is a 6-time Muay Thai champion. She is the new breed of a sprawl and brawler. Her wrestling's just okay. She's definitely better with her back to the fence. She was able to stop Claudia Gadela from taking her down multiple times, although she was a jiu-jitsu practitioner and not necessarily a wrestler, so we'll see how that transitions. But she has some pretty heavy hands. And
Serious kicks, too.
very good with her kicks, very good at distance. I'm interested to see how this fight goes. I do think Carla is going to take this fight. I think she's going to be able to grind her out, mixing it up and kind of frustrate Joanna.
Well, we've seen Carla's weakness at least once in the Tough House, so I mean, we'll see what the undefeated.
I think if she's getting, well, that's the thing is we saw her weakness, but she still won. When she started losing the stand-up war, she immediately switched to her wrestling and just grinded out a decision. She can do that at any time.
Yeah, but you don't have to be. All you have to do is have a good sprawl. If you're going up against a wrestler who's going to try to constantly take you down.
But I don't think Joanna's sprawl is as good as Carla's wrestling is going to be allow her to do.
It's definitely going to be an interesting test. I got to go with you on the champ on the pick here. But I think it's going to be a great fight to watch. That's why this is the co-main event.
She was saying she was at first a little frustrated by when they first released the poster. It was just Anthony Pettis and Rafael dos Anjos, and then they released a new one with Rafael dos Anjos and Anthony Pettis, along with Johnny Hendricks, Matt Brown, Overeem, and Roy Nelson's names.
Wow!
And then they went back and re-released it with the girls, and then they really released it again with the girls' actual picture.
Somebody dropped the fucking ball in the marketing department there. It's amazing.
You guys taking the champ or you going to take Joanna?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go with Carla.
I'm going to go with Trent.
Joanna.
Hold on, whatever.
Going with the Polish girl. All right.
Kawani?
And your main event, Anthony Showtime Pettis defends his belt up against Rafael dos Anjos.
2 hands.
Good old 2 hands. It's 2 years.
You're 2 years.
Anthony Pettis, we know, very, very fast, very powerful kicks, uses them in multiple ranges at the head, at the body, at the legs.
Likes to be creative.
Likes to be very creative. Very good angles, very good judgment of distance, very extremely athletic. He's really good in the scramble, and actually really dangerous off of his back as well. Every time we see him down, he's able to get back up, or he's able to at least try a submission attempt.
Yeah.
Dos Anjos, I mean, he's been working really, really well in his hands. Has put together some pretty good combos. Really, really strong, heavy Muay Thai style kicks. Likes to throw them, and he will just repeatedly nail guys in the legs.
Is he coming off he fought Nate last, right?
Yes, he defeated Nate. He needs to pressure Pettis. That's the only time I've seen Pettis really struggle was when he was up against Benson or Gilbert Melendez when he's up against the fence. When he has his back to the fence and he's being pressured there, his wrestling is not as good, and he's unable to judge the distance and use that show time kind of style, that flashiness that he needs. He likes to have a lot of room to work.
I don't think that Rafael dos Anjos is the guy to do that to him.
I don't think he is, though, unfortunately, and I think Anthony Pettis will retain his belt.
I think this might actually be kind of an easy fight for Pettis, honestly.
Easy.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of actual fighters who believe that Dos Anjos has a chance.
Anjos has a chance, especially in his hands.
I think simply just because he's not going to be able to put as much pressure on Pettis as people need to put on Pettis to frustrate him. I'm not saying easy like Pettis is going to walk through him.
Right.
But I don't think that it's going to be a difficult win for Pettis. It's still going to be a fight for sure, but I don't think that because he can't frustrate him to the point where he needs to be frustrated, that we're not going to see that where Pettis is reaching or trying to think or anything like that. I think his game plan is going to work out just fine as long as he sticks to it, and he's going to be able to walk away with a win.
Well, all right. I'm like I said, I'm taking Pettis definitely in this fight.
I'll do it with Pettis.
Pettis.
2 hands. No, I'm not taking 2 hands. Taking Pettis all day. So that wraps up your podcast for this week. So thanks for listening. And all that
Short,
stuff.
sweet.
Short, sweet, to the point. Make sure you tell your friends. Download us on Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Subscribe on iTunes or SplitDecisionMMA.com. You can also get us on the Instagram and the Twitter, which is SD_MMA, and on Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast. Give us a like. Spread the word and go to Americana.rocks, ROX, right?
ROCKS.
God damn it! Really? That's a sub thing?
Yeah.
It's a 5 fucking letters.
Yes, ROCKS. Americana.rock.
That's just dumb. Why is it gotta be?
No, it's
so-
great. It's awesome.
That's terrible. It should be ROX.
It's ROCKS in the USA.
I don't like your website, fatty. Anyway, go check them out. And if you put in SD MMA, is it SD underscore or just SD MMA?
SDMMA.
Then you get 10% off.
Shit.
I don't know. Can you hear that through the microphone?
Oh, yeah. You can hear it.
Perfect.
This is Ed. It just cracks me up. Sorry, it's not even MMA related.
Yeah, most beautiful video ever made
Earl St. Clair performs Hypnotize.
from Biggie Smalls. Go look that up.
Check it out.
And thanks for listening. Have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.